What up, peeps? It's your super sketch artist Antonio back with another top 3 of every rarity, and this time we are doing the newest Marvel set, Collector's Trove. If you haven't watched any of my other top 3s, go back. I made videos for the last 3 sets and I hope you like them. So without further ado, let's get into what my number 3 common is. My number 3 is none other than the goodest dog in the whole galaxy, none other than Cosmo. Cosmo comes in at 40 points total with Annihilators, Guardians of the Galaxy, Animal, yes, Cosmic, yes, and Police keywords, along with Guardians of the Galaxy team ability and Police team ability. Now, the coolest thing about Cosmo is Cosmo gives Guardians, like Guardians of the Galaxy characters, gives them Safeguard Outwit. That's huge. There's a good amount of Outwit in this set, and having Outwit protection anywhere on the map, you can keep Cosmo all the way in the back if you want to. The whole team is protected. Cosmo herself has some super senses. I love evasion. If you know me, can't hurt but you can't hit. So her having evasion top dial and her having enhancement for the rockets, for the Star Lords, and you know, even say someone like Cosmic Rider or Beta Ray Bill, her having that enhancement to make them hit a little bit harder. Also, while giving them +1 defense if there's 3 or more Guardians, and that's also a part of her trait. Chef's kiss. What more could you actually ask for? The answer is nothing for the points. Next up for my number 2 common is the Adaptoid. Now, I love generics, and I love a good generic that can steal powers. So anytime we have something like this, I'm in love with it. I thought the Machine Smith Legacy was going to make Adaptoids, like, you know, he made like robot decoys when he first came out in the Captain America and Avengers set. But they changed him up a little bit, and that's okay because I still like what he does. But this Adaptoid, the Adaptoid comes in at 25 points, which is so low for what it actually potentially can do, along with Aim, Intelligentsia, Robot, and Spy keyword. Spy meaning it will definitely be on the Wakanda team. I can't wait to play it on the Wakanda team and steal some powers. Now, what it does is it has a trait that says when Adaptoid KOs an opposing character, instead of removing that character from the game, you may turn that character to any click and then you put it on Adaptoid's card. And Adaptoid can use the standard powers that that character can use. For 25 points, what are we talking about? This has 5 clicks of life. It has toughness, so even if you hit it, let's say for 5, it won't die. That's amazing for 25 points. And it has shape change, one of my favorite powers. Again, can't hurt but you can't hit. And if you don't KO it, it has an 11-3 on the back end. And then potentially just KOing something with this 3 range once it gets in close. Being able to potentially not only KO but just steal powers from somebody that can potentially turn it into a tank. I absolutely love this piece. It is going to be amazing to play with and also fun to play against. So my number 1 comment is none other than, you probably know who it is. It's the Mad Titan himself, Thanos. Now, I'm a fan of them putting power all throughout the CUR. Don't just put it in the super rares and the chases and ultra chase or whatever. Give us all of the power throughout the set. I personally think that every rarity should have at least 2 to 3 characters, realistically, that are on this tier. They don't all have to be 200 or 1 or 300 points, but you should make something that if you pull nothing but commons, you don't pull the rare or the super rare or the chase like everyone else does, you still have a chance. And this Thanos, we've already seen it with the pre-releases that already popped up. You pull this Thanos, good chance you're probably going to win, and you're probably going to play it. This Thanos, if you haven't read this book that he comes from, is called From Thanos the End. Marvel made a whole series called The End where it tells the story of the end of that character's story. They've done it with the Hulk and Fantastic Four, and they've made the Doctor Doom chase from the Future Foundation was from Fantastic Four The End, and in Avengers Assemble they made chase figures, and the Hulk The End where he's all big and with white hair, that's from Hulk The End. Read those books, they're amazing. I give them my stamp of approval. This Thanos though, he is 300 or 150 points. He has Black Order, Eternals, Minions of Thanos, Cosmic Deity, Future, Past, and Ruler keywords. So a plethora of good keywords to work with if you do want to play him at 150. I'm always going to play him at 300 because I believe in the beef and playing those beefy dials. He can definitely hold his own. He is a colossal too, so don't forget that. I know some people that look at him, they don't notice that he is actually a colossal, which gives him 3 through 6 willpower to help him keep going, and him being able to have that giant reach 3. So with his hypersonic and 10 movement, he has a 13 square swing on his top dial. That's amazing. And I mean, that's amazing. That pretty much means you can't come out your starting area if you don't want to get attacked by him, and you got to come all the way across the map for him. So I love this piece. I love this piece. 14 attack, 5 damage, 20 defense without wit, and invincible. It's just, I mean, precision strike, 3 bolts, so he can just sprinkle hit everybody or just pretty much erase somebody up off the map. I love this piece, and he is my number 1 common. Now, moving on to the uncommons. My number 3 uncommon is none other than Monica Rappaccini. Now, I was talking about the Adaptoids in the commons. This Monica Rappaccini can make Adaptoids. She comes in at 45 points, has the aim, hammer, Modak's ruler, and Modak's 11 and ruler, and scientist keywords. So all great keywords. The thing that she does is she not only gives aim characters poison as a trait, which is, and they have safeguard poison, amazing. And we just got a whole bunch of aim guys in the last few sets, as a matter of fact. In the last 2 Marvel sets, the last 2 Marvel sets, Black Panther and the Weapon X, we just got some aim guys. So Scientist Supreme in the Black Panther set makes more aim guys, and he's can unequip you too. It's very, very fun piece. We got Arnim Zola. Oh, I can't. That's such a fun piece. If you haven't played Arnim Zola, play some Arnim Zola. He's a great, great piece. Add Monica Rappaccini, and then what happens is, not only does Arnim Zola make pieces that he can make those bystanders if he fails his leadership, but once somebody's KO, Monica Rappaccini can do a power action to bring in an Adaptoid on click 1 and take a piece off of your opponent's KO area and put that character on the Adaptoid's card. So if you don't want to pay the 25 points for the Adaptoid, you can just pay 45 points for Monica, and you could potentially let her sit back. She does have some leadership to help more actions go. She does have some precision strike just to sprinkle some damage here and there. She does get my favorite power in the game when she takes a hit, which is mind control along with some outwit or some perplex, depending on how hard you hit her. For 45 points, I love this piece, and I cannot wait to play her once the set actually drops next week. And she is my number 3 uncommon. So my number 2 uncommon is none other than the Raging Cajun, Mr. Remy LeBeau, Gambit. Gambit comes in at 45 points again, which seems to be kind of a set that they're keeping those point values low. In this set, he has Marauders, X-Men, Marksman, which means he gets the trick arrows for free. I know everyone knows that, but we also know that we have the Iconics, the Deadpool Valentine Iconics coming out in the next month or so. I cannot wait to see what those trick arrows do, but anyone with Marksman keyword automatically getting the trick arrows for free is just amazing. He also has Martial Artist, which allows him to be equipped with a tomb for free if you want to go that route and just make all of his damage penetrating, which is crazy because now Gambit has penetrating energy explosion. And why that's funny is because Gambit has a trait that says when Gambit hits, you may choose that he deals a maximum of 1 damage. So you're doing 1 pen and then to each hit character, and if you do, unequip each hit character. So take some damage and drop that. I absolutely love this piece. He is amazing. He also has another trait that says when he attacks, opposing characters with the assassin or spy keyword cannot use shape change or super senses. It's a lot of assassins in the set. It's a lot of spies just around in the game. One of my good friends that I won the world championship with a year before last, his name is Garrett, and Garrett loves some assassins. I know a lot of other people do. So this Gambit is actually going to be a thorn in some of their sides, potentially with his range combat and his energy explosion. Now, my number 1 uncommon is none other than Thanos' son, the most dangerous woman in the universe, which is Gamora. Gamora comes in at 50 or 25 points with the Guardians of the Galaxy and the team player, team abilities. Great, always love some versatility. She also has Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity Watch, which I would love to see a new Adam Warlock. WizKids, make a new Adam Warlock, please. Thanks. Assassin keyword, which again, that Gambit can hurt. Cosmic and Martial Artist, another person that can have a tune attached for free if you want to go that route. Gamora has a trait that gives her stealth and willpower. Amazing. So can't see me, and I get to keep going potentially. And if she occupies hindering terrain once per turn, she can re-roll one of her D6 rolls. So if you really need to make sure you act and you don't roll that willpower, she could potentially roll it again. Or that top dial, when she has the super senses, she could potentially re-roll that evasion. Or with her blades, she can also potentially re-roll that blades roll. I cannot wait to play this piece. And when Gamora also, when she rolls low on her blades after resolutions, when she's late dial, she can heal 2 clicks if she rolls that 1 or the 2. Again, if you get her on click 4 and she has exploit and she just so happens to hit and she rolls low, not only will she deal the potentially 3 damage to you potentially, or at least 2. She's dealing you at least 2 because she, blades is whatever your base damage is minus 1, but she will be dealing that and healing back up to click 2. I absolutely love this piece. And for 50 points, this is a great Gamora. Gamora's been getting some, great pieces ever since she came into the game. And this, I like the look of this piece. I also like the play at home kit version that they have. So it's going to be interesting playing to see which one plays better in the long run for me. But as of right now, I love this uncommon. So moving right into the rares, we have none other than Tony Stark, the Iron Man. Now, I absolutely love Iron Man. Growing up, anybody named Tony, I love Tony Danza, Tony the Tiger, anybody named Tony, I absolutely love, especially this Iron Man. When I first started reading Iron Man, he was actually in this suit. He was in the Silver Centurion suit. So I love this dial. And I love this piece. So he is 100 points, which is very expensive. Last 2 figures, he's more expensive than both of them, and still with room to spare. He has Stark Industries, armor, and scientist keyword. So the cool thing about him is it says if he occupies or is adjacent to non-debris terrain marker, opposing characters or opposing lines of fire can't be drawn to him. So with the telephone booth, which takes 4 damage to destroy, or any of the other types of things, the terrain that might be around, you can just kind of let him sit next to it, and now you can't draw a line of fire to him, even if you're adjacent to him. So you can't outwit him if you're next to him. You can't, you can't even prob him. Think about that. Remember that. If he's next to some terrain that's not debris, you can't even prob him. Okay? Opposing lines of fire can't be drawn to him. So you can't draw a line of fire to prob somebody. You can't prob somebody if you can't draw a line of fire. So can't outwit, you can't perplex, even if you're adjacent. Just says the line of fire can't be drawn to him. That in itself is worth 50 points. Let's be honest about it. Let's be for real. He also, when he attacks one or more characters, he's got 2 bolts with 6 range, and he sees through stealth. If he shares a keyword with you, he gets +1 attack and damage. So he could potentially be dealing 12-4 on his starting click if he is attacking another scientist. Tons of armor people in the game. Maybe Colossus. With that being the case, the Dial H guys had talked about how Iron Man always gets the same powers, just like Spider-Man, and they gave him the same powers again. Let's stop giving Iron Man Energy Explosion. Let's come up with something different. Let's just please come up with something different. Please. Please come up with something different. This Iron Man also, when he's KO, you can also switch him into the Prime. But he also, the cool thing about it is on his back end dial, he's got that combat reflexes and he's got the impervious. And when he uses impervious and succeeds after resolutions, heal him 2 clicks. Now, remember that even if someone hits you with Psychic Blast, if you roll, you can still roll your impervious just to see if you can potentially heal those clicks back. That, again, that's worth 100 points to me. Especially like his last click is 11 attack, 3 damage, exploit with 19 defense. This Iron Man's dope, and I can't wait to actually play him. My number 2 rare is none other than Mr. Drax the Destroyer. Arthur Douglas. I absolutely love this piece. I'm gonna need 2 of him because I actually would like to put the old Supernova sculpt where, or maybe actually the Avengers Assemble. I think I have another spare Avengers Assembled, or no, Avengers Infinity rare Drax where he's in the old, where he looked like essentially the Incredible Hulk with a cape on. And the power's all going. I want to do that kind of on him and replace that because I like this dial is very much in tune with that version of Drax. Now this version of Drax has a really cool trait, which is he has Empower, and when he uses it, other friendly characters with the Guardians of the Galaxy keyword are considered adjacent to him. That means he's giving you +1 damage on your close attacks if you're a Guardian anywhere on the map. Not if you got 3 or more. Just, hey, you're a Guardian, +1 damage. Amazing. Also, for his first 4 clicks, he's got that defensive power that gives him defend and invulnerability. And adjacent friendly characters with the Guardians can mastermind to him. Again, I'm not going to do that because a 19 defend is a 19 defend. Again, can't hurt which can't hit. Making someone who, say, like Star-Lord, who might have ESD, or making like a say that Gamora that had that super senses, 19 super senses that can be re-rolled is a tough thing. That's tough. He himself has that charge close combat expert, which makes him a 12-4. I mean, the sculpt is also amazing. I got to see it in person at Worlds this past year in Memphis. I can't wait to have this piece in hand, and I can't wait to play it. This is a great piece. He's either 75 or 55 or 50 points. I'm always going to play him at 75 because that top dollar is too good to pass up. And my number 1 rare is none other than Mr. Grizzly. Now, I am a Spider-Man fan. Spider-Man, bing, Spider-Man right there. Spider-Man is my favorite fictional character. Spider-Man has the best rogues gallery. You can argue with me about it. Batman does not have the best rogues gallery. The Joker is the most well-known villain, but Batman does not have the best rogues gallery. That belongs to Spider-Man. We can argue if you want to. We can have a whole conversation about it. Regardless of the fact, Spider-Man has a whole plethora of characters, and a character like Grizzly that to me is exactly all of pretty much Batman's villains are these types of characters where they're the silly guys that you're like, why are you fighting this person? So the Rhino came first, and then all of a sudden somebody was like, well, let's just put a guy in a bear costume, and the Grizzly is born. So the thing I love about the Grizzly is he's either 60 or 45 points, and you get so much for what he does. He has the Massive Evil team ability, which is great again for what he does. He has Massive Evil, Sinister Syndicate, Thunderbolts, Animal, Detective, and Spy. Detective allows him to, get those mystery cards that we're going to continue to get. I can't wait. Spy means he's on Wakanda. Animal means he gets to hang out with his homeboy Super Sore. I can't wait. His whole trait that makes it so that you can't equip or be giving close or range terrain actions, which means if you're holding something, you can't smash anybody within 4 of him, and you can't equip. Again, hit somebody if you're on a spy team. Team him up with Gambit. Have Gambit unequip everybody. They drop it. He has super strength and giant reach 2 on his first 4 clicks with that attack power. He can run up, pick up that stuff, and then smash them with their own equipment. It's too good. And then he has a close where it says make a close attack after resolutions, choose one, give a hit character an action token, or place a hit character in a square adjacent to Grizzly. So Grizzly, with his charge, he has charge's hold dial. He can run up, giant reach 2, close action from the charge, hit you upside your head for potentially, I'm going to give him some Vibranium just to smack you in the head for 6 damage, because why the heck not? Knock you back into something if you're not dead for some odd reason, pull you all the way back behind me into my kill box, and get you right up off the map with the rest of my team. All for 60 points. Yes. Those first 5 clicks that he has combat reflexes and invulnerability. Chef's Kiss. Mess around if you want to and get him on his late dial, and he's going to charge Blaze with 12 attack on you. What are we talking about? Activate Ares. I can't wait to play with this piece. I already made a team called Three Little Bears. So I need 3 Grizzlies so I can put them on a team. I'll reveal it at another time when I get to show. I'm gonna start doing videos like that where I do some team building and stuff like that, because I love team building. It's one of my favorite things. So I had to build a team. I usually don't play teams with multiples of named characters, but I'm gonna do it with him. So anyways, he is my number 1 rare. Next up, my number 3 super rare is none other than the Juggernaut. Now, anyone that knows me in Silver, I love playing the House of X Juggernaut at 175 with the Doc Ock arms. I think it's one of the best figures in the game. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You put Chthon on him, even though Chthon's now banned in Silver. But before that, you put Chthon on him, and he's running around the map, 6 damage, beating everybody up. Anyway, this one is very much in the vein of that for way less. Now, at 80 points, you get Brotherhood team ability, which allows, if you roll high, you get to take those tokens off of him. He also gets the Crimson Gem of Sidorak that comes in his set for free, which gives him super strength and lets him destroy blocking when he moves through it. So that's amazing because of what he actually does. He also has Brotherhood of Mutants, Thunderbolts, X-Men, Brute, and Mystical keywords. Again, you can put Chthon on him and have some big fun. But he has a trait that says he reduces penetrating damage, which those first 5 clicks or first 4 clicks of Impervious are going to be amazing. You let him pick up the heart-shaped herb, you just let him roll around and he's going to keep healing, and eventually he's going to stay on that Impervious where he could potentially roll out of it. And he also has Safeguard Outwit, so you cannot outwit any of his powers. Very thematic. I love the sculpt on this. He's so big and huge. Like, I love that when they make those characters that are really, really big like that. It's very cool. He also has, for his first 5 clicks, charge and do not have speed. And unlike the House of X version, he can go in any direction. So he can just run with that 10 square. Again, we only have 16 square maps now, so he can get almost halfway across the map just by himself. If you throw some TK, now you can't sidestep out of your you can't do more than maybe sidestep out of your starting area without him being able to hit you. Never mind, I'm lying. You can't sidestep out of your starting area because he's got a 12 square swing because he's got Giant Reach too. Yeah, he's going to hit you. And then he has a close when he uses that charge and says make a close attack after resolutions, deal 2 damage to each adjacent opposing character. So not only does he get to hit somebody for 4, but now he gets to deal 2 damage to someone else. So again, you got a defend piece, you got your support pieces, you got maybe your bystanders, any of these pieces that are kind of soft, 2 damage to them. And then if he does decide that he wants to again pick up and destroy some stuff, if on his way, either pick up an object or run through an object or a wall or something like that, it's all penetrating. Come on, that 80 points, stop playing. Okay, so my number 2 is none other than Mr. Ulysses Bloodstone. Now, Ulysses Bloodstone is an unclicked character, so I love unclicked characters. Give them all to me, just like the Grizzly. Unclicked, yes. Now, Ulysses Bloodstone, he comes with the Bloodstone object, which allows him to have regen, and it makes opposing characters heal 1 less, which means if you have Still Energy, if you have the heart-shaped herb, even if you get supported or any of those type of things, you heal 1 less. So with Still Energy, you heal nothing. I don't think people understand how important the Bloodstone is going to be. So with Ulysses Bloodstone, he is another one of those characters. I love characters that reward you for rolling dice. He, at 60 points, gives you wildcard team ability. He also is an Avenger, martial arts, mystical, pass, and soldier. So again, he can have a tomb. He can have Chthon on him. And he's a soldier, which means he can be on a Wakanda team because keyword shenanigans. So he has traded blades, again, a power that lets you roll dice. Chef's Kiss. When he attacks one or more characters with a monster keyword, he gets +1 attack and damage. He already has 11-3 to start, and his movement power gives him It gives him that charge and the flurry, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it gives you, yep, charge, flurry, and leap climb, which means he can just move over people. When he uses flurry and he hits both attacks after resolutions, he deals his printed damage to another character within range of line of fire that he didn't hit. Very much like the Wolverine that was there before. I absolutely love this piece. Next up, we have my number one, which is Namor, the Submariner, the King of Atlantis. Now, there's two versions of Namor in this set, but the Prime version, while he is amazing, I love this version of Namor. Now, this version of Namor, oh my gosh. First off, at 70 points, you get Minions of Doom team ability. Anyone who knows me knows that, guess what? We get to have super villain team up because there is a Doctor Doom in this set, and yes, Doctor Doom is just enough points so that him and you can play Doctor Doom at full and Namor at full, and they have Namor has Invaders, Atlantis, Latveria, yes, Ruler and Warrior keyword. So again, there's stuff that he can get for free. That's amazing, but he has two traits that I absolutely love, which is when he occupies water terrain, he can reduce penetrating damage. Yes, please. And then on top of that, he gets to heal one at the end of his turn. You pick up that heart-shaped herb, and that means at the end of the turn, he's healing 2 clicks. Let me say that again. He's healing 2 clicks. Okay? Then he has the other trait, which makes him insane, which is when an opposing character within 4 squares hits or uses Perplex or Outwit after resolutions, roll a d6 on 4 through 6. Once per game, you get to move Namor to click 7 and give him the Cosmic Cube. Now, WizKids just started really doing this a lot in this set, where you get to just move somebody to another part of their dial, so you can kind of, play it the way that you want to play, and kind of morph your dial the way that you want to. So you could stay on this first front dial if you want to, or you can morph him back to his second dial, where, I don't know, he's got hypersonic, 12 attack, 5 damage, and super strength and quake, and when he destroys terrain, I don't know, it turns into water. Again, when he's in water, he heals one at the end of his turn and can reduce penetrating damage, which means the impervious that he has at his top dial, or when he gets on the other dial at top, he can reduce penetrating damage. Imperious Rex. I'm a huge Namor fanboy, so this Namor is everything that I want and more. I love this Namor. Now, let's get into the chases. So, at number 3, we have Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange at 100 points or 40 points gives you Avengers, Defenders, Midnight Suns, and Mystical keywords, along with Defenders team ability and the Mystics team ability, because it is Doctor Strange. Those are team abilities you're generally going to have with him. Now, him, like the other Darkhold wielders, that during Force Construction you can add up to 3 Darkhold one-shots. One-shots, of course, are new into the game. They are very much like Battlefield Conditions or feat cards from back in the day, if you've been playing that long like I have. And he gets to add 3 of them for free. And they have to be, there's different ones. Some of them say Infinity one-shots, and these say Darkhold one-shots. So he gets to add 3 of those for free, which is amazing, because this Doctor Strange says that when an opposing character uses, I think it's when you use Perplex, or when you use Perplex or Outwit, he can flip a turn down. Because when you use unlike the trick arrows that you kind of hide, you put these face up so everybody can see him, and then when they're used, you turn them down. When you use Outwit or Perplex, in range, which his range is 5, now you flip one back up and turn it around. And he's got prob on his first 4 clicks with that special power. Also, Doctor Strange has ESD and Invincible, and that's protected Outwit. That's pretty daggone sweet. It's pretty daggone sweet. My number 2. So, at my number 2 spot, my number 2 chase is none other than, again, the Mad Titan Thanos. Now, some people might not like this 300 point behemoth, but I absolutely love him. Just like Doctor Strange, he gets some one-shots, but this time, since it is the Infinity Gauntlet, he gets 6 one-shots for free. So you can equip all of the 6 one-shots for free at no cost. Also, the coolest thing about this is he has that Thanos Quest trait that allows him to use the printed powers on his previous clicks as noted on his character card. So the further down, every time he clicks past, you get to use those powers too. So when you get down to those lower dials that are, you know, 9, 10, 11, because he's got 11 clicks of life, you're going to have access to all of his powers. So he has Invincible his whole dial, Prob his whole dial, Plasticity most of his dial, Precision Strike, Outwit, all while having Steel Energy and 20 defense, 13 attack, 6 damage, 5 damage. Like, also he has that other trait that says Reap that the other common Thanos had that I didn't even mention, which allows him to score 10 victory points when he KOs somebody that's 30 points or less. There's a ton of characters that are 30 points of less in this set or just in the game. So if you have a bunch of bystanders that you're going to try to lock him down with, good luck. And he can shoot while adjacent, and he just ignores stealth, and he shoots through blocking. This piece is absolutely insane, and it looks cool as all get out. If and when I get him, I'm going to spruce him up just a little bit, make him look nice and shiny. And then we'll have that be that. Now, as my number 1 chase, it is none other than the Lord of Latveria, Victor Von Doom. Now, if you know me, you know I love Doom. Is my favorite fictional villain, my favorite comic book villain just altogether. So this Doom clocks in at a whopping 225 points or 75 points. Now, this is not the first time we've seen a significant jump from the small dial to the big dial. Is the big dial worth it? Yes and no. It really depends. In today's game, there's so many pieces that can take out someone of a certain point value, and Dr. Doom is one of those pieces, unfortunately. But I love his dial nonetheless. So he has Cabal, Latveria, Armor, Mystical, Ruler, Scientist, and Warrior keyword. Doom team ability and Mystics team ability. Yes, please. Yes, please. I love a piece that can heal on their own, and Dr. Doom can heal on his own through his Doom team ability. He also has traded Leadership and Mastermind, and when he uses Mastermind, he treats somebody with the Means of Doom team ability as within 4 as if they're adjacent. That's cool simply because, again, that Namor that I just talked about in the super rares, he can Mastermind to him from 4 squares away, which would then activate Namor to just say, oh, okay, you fighting me, I'm going to change into my hypersonic speed and go get you. Or he can Mastermind to one of the 2 Doombots that he's able to make. He's able to make a Doombot bystander for free at the beginning of the turn. Max 2. Unfortunately, I wish he could just fill the whole map, but again, then he would probably be 300 points. But he also gets the free 3 Darkhold one-shots, just like Doctor Strange, his brother, who now he has taken the Sorcerer Supreme mantle from. If you have not read Blood Hunt, please go read Blood Hunt, because Dr. Doom saves the day. And he does that by taking the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme away from Doctor Strange, who is dead at this time. He's just in his astral form. So it's an amazing thing. But Dr. Doom has not 1 but 2 stop clicks where he can reduce penetrating damage, and he has Impervious. So again, on those clicks, he also has for his first few, he's got Outwit and Prob, but his last one, he just has normal Prob, and he has Pulse Wave. So being able to just Pulse Wave and potentially heal back, absolutely love it. Another thing that Dr. Doom can do is, if you use a friendly one-shot, that means he can he can attack through one of his Doombots. So you can sit him in the back of the map and just, oh, okay, we use that energy explosion from across the map. I love Dr. Doom. I love this Dr. Doom so much. The sculpt looks amazing. I cannot wait to have this piece in my possession. I will trade or potentially buy this piece because I need it. Dr. Doom is one of those pieces where I have every version of Doom and I gotta have this version as well. So that is the common, uncommon, rare, super rare, and chase, but we were lucky to get another rarity for this one. We were able to get an ultra chase. So since there's only not 3, because the players' collective brains would explode if there were 3 or more ultra chases, but we just get one really cool ultra chase, which I have to say is my #1 ultra chase. It is none other than the Collector in his monstrous true form. This is the second time we've gotten this. The first time was in the Guardians of the Galaxy comic book set, which he was very expensive then, and he's less points now and way more deadly. That goes to show the power creep that we've had throughout the game, but like, boy, he's a doozy. So in this set we have a ton of equipment, and we already have more equipment coming. We know we're getting tons of stuff coming in later sets, and we definitely still have some equipment that we have now, but he can be equipped with up to 30 points of equipment for free. So I'm personally going to give him probably the broadsword that gives him +1 defense and gives him blades. I'm probably going to give him the longsword from the Displacer Beast that gives him close combat and blades. And I might give him, or I actually might just give him the broadsword and might give him a motorcycle or something like that. Or you can give him a motorcycle and a hell cycle, and now he'll get charge, and or you can give him the combat reflexes, and you can give him the ESD and the hypersonic, which I think he needs. The crazy thing about this collector is it's really just his free. You give a character a collection token. It's not within range or line of fire. You just like give a collection token to an opposing character. So starting the first turn, collection token. For every 30 points of that collection token, what happens is when you do a power action, you make an attack. Once you hit that character, if you have that many collection tokens on them, for every 30 points of their point value. So if you're less than 90 points, which most figures are, he needs 2 collection tokens on you, which he can get on turn 2. He can get in a position, hit you 1 time, and he KOs you. And when he KOs you, if you are equipped to something, he takes your equipment and equips it to himself. He also has 3 stop clicks for 200 points, which is insane. And he has invuln and super senses on those stop clicks. And he can destroy one of his equipments that's equipped to him. And if he does, he rolls and he heals half of it. Remember, you got to heal 1 less when you're on those stop clicks. But most of his Dow, he also has prob and shape change. Again, can't hurt which can't hit. I can't wait to play this piece. He also sees through stealth, and he is a colossal, so 3 through 6 willpower, cosmic energy, so you can't hurt him. I'm never playing him well, he only has 1 point value. He also has Elders of the Universe, Cosmic Deity, and Scientist keyword, which means, again, he could be on the Wakanda theme team. Because why not? Because why not? Just because why not? Just let's do it. Because why not? Let's put him with Black Panther, you give him +1 damage. Chef's kiss. Anyway, so that is my my top 3 of every rarity from the Collector's Trove set. As always, what say you? What do you like from this set? What pieces of every rarity are peeking out? What's your top 5? What's your top 3? Let me know. I love talking clicks with any and everybody that wants to talk it. Leave those comments down. Of course, like, share, subscribe, all the YouTube things. Follow me at antonio.clark.art on any of the other social medias that you might have to see some of my artwork. And as always, be good to yourself. Be good to others. Go be super.